Have you heard of Nikola Tesla, the mad genius? He once said he could create infinite energy, transmitting it around the world without a single wire. It sounded crazy until his initial experiments were actually successful, but then it all suddenly disappeared after his mysterious death. Strangely, thousands of years later, scientists discovered a shocking clue unearthed at the foot of an Egyptian pyramid that is directly related to Tesla. What is it? Let's find out. Wireless energy and the pyramids. We are taught that the Great Pyramid of Giza is a tomb, but the truth is not quite so. Tesla wasn't the first to think of wireless energy. It is possible that this technology existed thousands of years ago. In the 1970s, some researchers hypothesized that the pyramid was an ancient power plant. Initially, this idea was considered absurd, but over time, more and more evidence began to emerge. The structure of the pyramid is very similar to the principle of the Wardenclyffe Tower that Tesla built. Both are located on an aquifer. Tesla used copper and iron rods to transmit energy into the atmosphere. Recently, copper pipes and metal rods were discovered under the foundation of the pyramid. If the top of the pyramid was once covered in gold, it could conduct energy from the inside out into the atmosphere. In 1905, Tesla filed a patent describing how to transmit electricity through the natural environment. He believed the Earth was a giant generator rotating around two magnetic poles. With the right shape and location, energy could be drawn from the Earth. That shape is the pyramid. Tesla was particularly interested in the location of the ancient pyramids. He realized that they were not built randomly, but were located right on the energy points of the Earth. When building his laboratory, Tesla chose locations similar to Giza, but after he died, all the documents disappeared. Could it be that Tesla rediscovered a forgotten technology from ancient times? And if so, why was it hidden? The Great Pyramid as a power station. Why were the pyramids built? The mainstream theory says that the Great Pyramid of Giza is a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, who reigned more than 4,500 years ago. But inside the pyramid, there is no indication that it was ever a burial place. No mummies, no hieroglyphs, no artifacts or paintings on the walls. Just cold, empty rooms, narrow corridors, and an empty granite sarcophagus. There is no evidence that anyone was ever buried there. The ancient Egyptians worshipped the pharaoh as a god. But if so, why build a huge, complex structure with no symbols to honor the divine? The architecture and materials of the pyramid are not like a tomb, but like a machine. We don't know exactly who built it, when, and how. The Great Pyramid weighs nearly 6 million tons, consisting of 2.3 million blocks of stone cut with such precision that only laser technology can achieve it today. Some of the stones weigh up to 80 tons, transported from a distance of over 800 kilometers. For thousands of years, it was the tallest structure ever built by man. There must have been a strong reason behind that enormous effort. And today, there is growing evidence that the Great Pyramid was never a tomb. It is something else. A power station, an ancient device. The answer is gradually revealing itself. What do you think the Great Pyramid was built for? Answer by choosing and commenting below the video. A royal tomb. B, a generator. C, a secret storage facility. D, a message for the future. Earth energy alignment. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just an architectural marvel. It is aligned with a precision that amazes modern engineers. Its sides are over 755 feet long, but the difference between the sides is only 2 inches. The foundation is leveled to within less than an inch, and the entire structure is aligned with true north with only 1/15 of a degree of error. That's 99.98% accuracy, which today can only be achieved with laser technology. The pyramid does not have 4 sides as we think. In fact, each side is designed to be slightly concave, forming 8 perfectly symmetrical sides. This effect can only be seen from the air or during the special moment when the sun casts a shadow at the equinox. The ancients clearly understood the movement of the earth and the atmosphere very well. An even more incredible thing, if you take the height of the pyramid and multiply it by 43,200, you get the Earth's polar radius, accurate to 99.7%. If you take the circumference of the base of the pyramid and multiply it by the same number, you get the equatorial circumference, accurate to 99.3%. The number 43,200 is not random. It reflects the Earth's precession wobble, a long cycle of 25,920 years that ancient civilizations seem to know about. The Giza Pyramid was built at latitude 30, an ideal intersection between the equator and the North Pole. At a height of nearly 500 feet, with over 2.5 million blocks of stone weighing a total of 6 million tons. Such precise alignment cannot be a coincidence. Experts call this astronomical alignment the pyramid's conversation with our planet. Did the builders know the exact size of the Earth thousands of years ago? Did they intentionally leave a miniature model of our planet in the middle of the Egyptian desert? Or is the pyramid really an intersection between ancient knowledge and the energy of the universe? Pyramid materials and energy. Most of the Great Pyramid was built with nummulitic limestone, a reddish-brown stone that can still be seen today. This is a common stone in the area, but the builders did not just use local materials. They chose special, rare stones and transported them from places hundreds of miles away. The outside of the pyramid was once covered with a layer of bright white casing stones from the Tura quarry, polished so smooth that the joints were invisible. Each stone weighed up to 10 tons, transported the equivalent distance of the length of Florida. The reason is very clear. Tura limestone is not like local limestone. It lacks magnesium, making it a perfect insulator. While ordinary limestone can conduct electricity, Tura stone cannot. Inside the pyramid, the most important chambers, such as the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber, were built with a completely different type of stone. That is rose granite, taken from a quarry in Aswan, hundreds of miles to the south. This stone contains a very high content of quartz, up to 85%. Quartz, when compressed or vibrated, generates an electrical charge. One side is negatively charged, the other side is positively charged. Connecting the two sides together creates an electric current. This is the piezoelectric principle, which is still used in watches, electric lighters, and modern navigation equipment. The corridors, tunnels, and chambers inside the pyramid are all lined with this quartz-rich granite, and if enough pressure is applied, the amount of electricity generated will be extremely powerful. This is not just a giant stone structure. This is a device, an ancient power plant. And there is evidence that it actually happened. The Pyramid Power Plant. Christopher Dunn put forward an incredible hypothesis. He believes that the whole process started from the underground chamber beneath the pyramid, where the aquifer is located. As water moves through the underground chambers, it creates sound waves. These waves resonate with the Earth's natural vibrations. As it moves upwards, the pyramid amplifies, focuses, and transforms the sound into energy. The Queen's Chamber may have been where a chemical reaction created hydrogen. The north shaft of the chamber contains traces of hydrochloric acid. The south shaft has traces of zinc chloride. When combined, these two substances produce hydrogen gas. Hydrogen travels through the horizontal corridor into the Grand Gallery, where things come alive. The Grand Gallery is made of quartz-rich granite. As hydrogen gas accumulates, the pressure creates an electrical charge from the stone. The air is ionized, increasing electrical conductivity. The chamber resonates at a frequency of 440 Hz and emits an F-sharp chord, a frequency that matches the Earth's natural vibrations. Hydrogen atoms begin to synchronize with the sound, stimulating the stone and generating even more electrical energy. At the top of the gallery is a small shaft, just enough for hydrogen microwaves to enter the king's chamber. This place also resonates at a frequency of 440 Hz. Above it are 5 layers of granite beams, separated by air gaps. The beams are polished on 3 sides, but the top is left rough. According to Dunn, this allows for resonance adjustment. By grinding the stone, the ancients made it emit a perfect chord. The whole room acts like a giant resonator. Skeptics used to say this was just a stone structure, but in 2018, everything changed. Scientists used radio waves to test the resonant response. They found that at certain frequencies, the pyramid concentrates electromagnetic energy into the internal chambers and also under its base. In 2019, researcher Eric Wilson described how granite generates electricity through vibration. When combining acoustics, structure, and location, the pyramid acts as a power plant, synchronized with the Earth's natural pulse, a machine that creates clean, endless energy, built thousands of years ago. Great Pyramid generates energy using sound and stone. What do you think about this? Leave a comment and let us know. Traces of an energy malfunction. It is possible that the Great Pyramid once experienced a serious malfunction that caused it to stop working completely. Inside the shafts, in addition to hydrochloric acid, researchers also found traces of sulfuric acid, zinc chloride, and ammonium chloride. These are all chemicals that can produce hydrogen gas without mixing. However, if ammonium chloride combines with sulfuric acid, the reaction will produce a powerful explosion. With the design of the pyramid, such an explosion could be controlled. But the evidence suggests that what happened was an out-of-control explosion. In 2001, burn marks were discovered on the ceiling of the Grand Gallery, just above the area that once contained the resonators. In the king's chamber, the massive granite beams have many serious cracks. At first, it was thought that the cause was an earthquake, but the damage only appeared in areas that may have contained heated and compressed hydrogen. The walls were pushed out by more than an inch, requiring tremendous force to create such a displacement. The large step outside the king's chamber also shows signs of an explosion. Many other interior parts are clearly blackened. The south shaft has a layer of salt nearly an inch thick covering the walls, indicating that hydrogen gas once boiled and evaporated violently here. The specific cause of the explosion remains a mystery. Christopher Dunn argues that this was not a common earthquake. He believes it may have been a collision with an asteroid or a catastrophic event on a global scale, such as the Great Flood. But the records of the ancient Egyptians are completely silent. They left no evidence of such a disaster. That leads to a thought-provoking possibility that the incident happened long ago, even before the ancient Egyptian civilization came into being. The controversy. In 1900, Nikola Tesla convinced J.P. Morgan to fund a wireless communication system. But Tesla didn't just want to transmit information. He wanted to transmit energy as well. He demonstrated the technology by lighting light bulbs scattered on the ground with just a coil. He believed he could provide clean, free energy to the entire world. But when Tesla asked for more funding, Morgan withdrew. The reason was clear. J.P. Morgan was not just an investor. He owned General Electric, AT&T, copper mines, rubber plantations, steel companies, lumber mills, coal mines, and railroads. If wireless energy became a reality, all of those things would become meaningless. Tesla continued to write to Morgan for years, begging him to reconsider, but he was blacklisted. no one dared to invest anymore. By 1915, Tesla was drowning in debt. Wardenclyffe was foreclosed. In 1917, the tower was demolished and sold for scrap. The dream never came true. Tesla was a genius, but he didn't play by the rules. He didn't negotiate. He didn't compromise. He wanted energy for everyone. But you can't break the fossil fuel empire without consequences. 84% of global energy today still comes from coal and oil. Tesla died in solitude and bankruptcy. Why hasn't anyone tried to recreate the pyramid's resonance technology? If it can generate clean and unlimited energy, why hasn't anyone rebuilt it, even just a model? The answer may be the same as Tesla. When power is threatened, everything will be suppressed. In Tesla's time, names like Morgan, Rockefeller, and Vanderbilt controlled the entire American industry. They didn't let anyone change that order. Tesla wanted to bring energy to the most remote places in the world. But that was not allowed. When he died, the FBI was present. From 80 barrels of documents, only 60 remained. The rest disappeared. The world didn't choose Tesla. The world chose profit and war. If unlimited energy truly existed beneath the pyramids, why aren't we allowed to know about it? Is there something the world doesn't want you to discover? Leave a comment if you believe the truth is being hidden. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to uncover the mysteries buried for thousands of years together. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.